want to show you, sorry, I was just busy here and I'm running out of time. I want to show you that you're going to be hearing a lot of rhetoric about the American dream. Van Jones was out in the woods, I guess, talking to Sequoia, and he said, "What do I do? Mao, what do I do? I'm a communist revolutionary. What do I do?" And Mao and the tree spoke to him and said, "Introduce the American dream movement. Gather everybody together. Go out and talk to about the hard part. We're all Americans. We got to come together." Yeah. I want you to understand that the American dream was written originally in this book. It is a progressive idea. It's not what you think it is. And the American dream is being used for this concept. If I said to you back in 2008, "Hey, let's have hope that there's going to be change. And what we're going to do, the change we're looking for, is make Congress irrelevant. We're going to spend money on green jobs, 10% employment, and we're going to," I can't even read my, oh yeah, that was going to be increase the debt by $2 trillion. Is there a single soul in America, besides a revolutionary, that would have voted for that? No. But we all wanted change. Well, we all believe in the American dream, don't we? Read the book carefully. 2008, the Netroots Conference. How were they going to start this drive to restore the American dream? Listen, 2008.
More union members means a better progressive movement. You can't have a successful progressive movement without a workers' movement. It's never been done in the history of progressive politics. And we've got to change the direction of those numbers.
There's change for you. Now listen to the rhetoric being used by progressives in this Wisconsin union fight. You got to get more people, so you have few options. You got to get more people into the unions, right? Well, how do you do that? Well, with change. You just raise the salary of a federal worker so high, make it so far and above the average American salary that you got people saying, you got to work for the government. Then you could pass draconian bills, let's say a health care bill, and make it almost impossible to do business, okay? Then you, because you are on the top down, you can provide special waivers for all your union buddies in certain union businesses so they can be successful. But private small businesses that you don't like will fail. And if that doesn't work, you use force, and we'll get to that. You got it? But keep on making sure you're talking about change, but then everybody will figure out they don't want that kind of change. And so you change again, and you start talking about something else, warm and cuddly like bunny rabbits and kitty cats. The American dream.
Ask God to bless our efforts, keep us humble and focused in the struggle. As we seek to do a basic thing, is defend the rights of workers and their families, as we seek to protect the integrity of the American dream.
Yes. Then there's this statement, coincidentally, from the Wisconsin city and federal and state workers. "We stand united for the rights and freedom of all Americans to collectively bargain for their piece of the American dream." From the Daily Costs. Here it is. This fight is not about public employees. This fight is not about unions. It's about Americans standing up to defend the American dream from soulless multinational corporations and their political goons. The hard part. From MoveOn.org, we call for an emergency rally in front of every state house this Saturday at noon. Quick, it's an emergency. We didn't plan this at all. Stand together to save the American dream. Oh man, you would think that it wouldn't be such an emergency, seeing that they knew this in 2008. But let me replay again what their definition of the American dream is.
The American dream is a progressive vision. It is something that we share together. It is not about an individual climbing the ladder. It is about making sure that there are ladders for all of us to climb. The American dream is a progressive vision, and that it requires collective action in our society.
Collective action. So we can all have collective salvation. Say Jesus. Well, not Jesus, because he's not into collective salvation. Say Obama. It's great, and it's time. Quickly, time is... I hear the clock. It's running out. Wake your neighbors up. I'm sure, I'm positive. I've seen the press reports. This is a wild, wild coincidence and conspiracy theory that back in 2008 and over a year ago again, all the unions get together and the progressives, and they're talking about how Egypt is the key and they have to reclaim the American dream 2 years ago. And now suddenly, spontaneous, it's an emergency, says MoveOn.org. The protests pop up in Egypt, and Code Pink and the AFL-CIO are there, surprisingly, well, I think on vacation. And SEIU and ACORN are over in India and all over the world. It's great. What a wild conspiracy theory. Too bad we have the videotapes to back it up. It's also a wild coincidence that at the same time the progressive hack groups are supporting the 50 spontaneous protests. Look at this. This is amazing. Here, the emergency rallies brought to you by all of these people. So here's what I did. I asked for those that were connected to Van Jones, you know, the hard part, or communism. Okay. Well, this one here is Soros. This one is Soros. Labor unions, communism. Soros. Well, Soros. And then all the rest of them are Soros too. I ran out of Soros pictures. The people that make the magnets for me, they get sleepy and tired. Please don't make me make another George Soros magnet. 18 connected to George Soros. Spontaneous, free, unconnected, definitely not AstroTurf. Oh, yeah, that's what Nancy Pelosi called it, wasn't it? I mean, the Tea Parties. This is, will you decide? Back in a minute.